I'm Carcino. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. What's up? Hey, the old Lakers, man, they are having a ball over here. With LeBron being gone. Everybody's upset and all this going on, man. I am loving it. I am loving it. Because I told you, all you LeBron fans pretending to be Laker fans, they didn't like you. They didn't like LeBron. They didn't want him on the team. They didn't win anything. It was all failure. You go to a place that is used to success and winning, and they gave you everything you've asked for, and you gave them nothing. What? We got a bubble championship in an in-season tournament in 8 years? In 8 years, Magic had 5 championships. Kobe won 5 in 8 years. What are we doing? Somebody said, well, it was 10 because he won in like 2000. Whatever. He won more championships and brought more to LA than they ever did. The same people that's talking, Byron Scott, James Worthy, Derek Fisher. They can talk. They deserve to talk. You know who don't deserve to talk? LeBron James. He know he didn't do nothing. Y'all trying to milk it and make everybody feel guilty. What you doing that for? You're making yourself seem so foolish. This dude right here knows the writing was on the wall. That's why he's laughing. He knew. He got over on all y'all. Magic, do you want him back? Nobody wants this guy back. And the fact that they didn't, this audio is going to prove it. When James Worthy was on the hot mic talking about LeBron, he forgot the mic was on.
Say about the Lakers organization, them hiring JJ Redick, and also getting Bronny James.
Then they got the right coaches in there. And so they did it right. They took their time. They waited. While we were trading Ingram, Randall, trading everything. A Pope, gone.
Firing everybody.
The brother up in Sacramento, Malik.
Yep, everybody gone.
We were trading and then we wasn't getting anything for it. Westbrook, gone.
Everybody.
You know? So that the ink will
Luke gone. Frank gone.
the ink will lead back to the problem, which is in that
It's kind of crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, I got you.
3rd and 5 years.
You know,
and if you want to go before that, you could go 4 and 8 because Luke was 3 years, right? Yeah.
It's all happening.
3 and 5 sounds crazier to me.
It's all happening when Phil came here.
4 and 8's a lot. Perez, we did the math. 3rd coaching hire show in 5 years.
What's up, B? How you doing?
And then 4 and 8 if you count Luke.
Good to be
that
back,
was 3 years before.
All week. Well,
16 was Luke.
And Thursday. Back to back.
It's too much.
Yeah, man. They don't need me for that.
You want me this close to Geek?
Who we gonna be waiting for in the second day?
Dude, just wait till you to talk about it that night. We're gonna be dying, dude. It's gonna hurt us.
Well, he's the greatest young player ever right now. But Bronny, that's what I'm gonna say.
Now, worthy mentioning that things started going different once Phil got there. I believe he's referring to when Phil arrived, in more of an advisory role. That's when Jeannie fully took over. I believe her father.
Yeah, that's true. Now, what he was saying is, look, I'm just going to say he the greatest young player ever. They don't need me for that. That's what Worthy like. Leave me alone. They don't need me for that. Hey, don't forget to donate to the Cash App. Y'all see the banner going by. Yeah, he like, y'all don't need me for this. I don't need to be here tonight. Nope, not at all. Don't call me, don't call me, don't call me. But it didn't stop there.
Down the stretch. I think defensively, I think, LeBron got kind of suckered in a little bit. And I was saying all the time, you got to stay at home on Bane. He's the big shot maker. And I think LeBron got suckered in for that big three. The offensive rebounds you talked about, Geeter. The inability to execute, not fully using the 24-second shot clock to move the ball. They had Ayton very involved, and I think they stopped going to the bread and butter. They went back to some ISOs down the stretch that did not work in their favor.
Now, here it is yet again, another situation where they can do the right thing. Now, will they do the right thing is the question. Tell the truth. But like I told you, James Worthy wasn't done.
Do you think LeBron James will be back? Do you think he should be back for this roster to best maximize next year with Luka?
I didn't see too many players that played better than he did this year. And when I looked at his numbers and I look at Shea's numbers, they were, I haven't seen any athlete like this. He loves LA. His family loves LA. And I think, if the price is right, he's a max player. The question is he willing to not be a max player and take less?
And that's what he's thinking about. Trying to be PC, saying, man, you got to take less. You got to get up out of here, dog. It's time to walk. Now, Byron Scott is a lot more objective. He really don't like LeBron James. Oh yeah, he hates LeBron, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. So whenever they get him on there, it's gonna be wonderful because he does not hesitate for him to be gone.
That the Lakers have not made an offer to LeBron.
The Lakers should prepare for life without him because he plans to play his 24th NBA season somewhere else.
Former Laker and head coach Byron Scott says it's time for LeBron to leave the Lakers. Take a look.
I just thought it was laughable, coming from one of the greatest players that ever played a game, to say that it's harder to play now than it was then.
Are you ready to see him go from the Lakers?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm a fan, but I don't mince words either. I think this should be his last year here.
Take a look.
They don't want this bub nowhere near this team. I told you this. You never heard this from Kobe nowhere. No Jordan, nothing. How could this dude be in a GOAT conversation? Unless he's impersonating a GOAT or sleeping with a GOAT.
Thought it was laughable, coming from one of the greatest players that ever played a game, to say that it's harder to play now than it was then.
Are you ready to see him go from the Lakers?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm a fan, but I don't mince words either. I think this should be his last year here.
Not in the NBA, just here.
No, just here.
Okay.
I really.
You don't got to go home, but you got to go.
It's Moore's Day. You know what I'm saying?
That's
you don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here.
I mostly.
You got to get the hell up out of here. Like Morris Day in the Tide. Byron Scott has been talking this for a while because Byron Scott knows, like, dude, this dude's a joke. Like, what are we praising?
Works doesn't matter. With his production, he's not worth $50 million at this stage.
No, nobody's gonna give him that money. So they always say, well, LeBron doesn't care about money. Well, he's not gonna get that money. Nobody's paying LeBron that kind of money. It's over. It's over, folks. Yeah, this whole thing, man, this whole sham is falling apart right before all of their eyes. Many of y'all don't remember, but Byron Scott almost coached LeBron James. He took over the Cavs when LeBron left. Byron Scott was being hired. Mike Brown, that was going to be his last season with the Cavs, and they were moving on from Mike Brown. So when they lost that year, and everybody knew LeBron was leaving, all except for the Cavs. The Cavs did not believe LeBron James would leave. No matter what anybody was saying, they thought he was still going to stay there. Byron Scott knew because he was coming into the organization and he was in the meeting. Let me let Byron Scott tell you.
When he wasn't coming back, though, because we were in a meeting, my general manager to this day, he said, he ain't leaving. He ain't got the balls to leave.
That was Danny Ferry.
Straight up. And I'm like, really? He's like, no, he ain't got the balls to leave. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, I could find out. I'm going to call Chris Paul. That was his boy. I called CP, and I said, CP. He's like, what's up, coach? I said, what is LeBron going to do? Is he going or staying? He said, coach, let me call you back. He called me back within 10 minutes. He said, oh, he's gone, coach. So I went in the meeting. I said, yeah, he gone. He said, what? I said, he gone. Nah, he ain't going nowhere. And I wouldn't tell them who told me. I just said, I got a pretty good source who's really close to him. And he says he's gone. They didn't want to believe it. See, they put all their eggs in that basket that he wouldn't have the balls to leave. So we didn't make any arrangement with Miami on
sign and
a sign and trade deal, right? Miami was gracious enough to say, even though he said he's coming here, we'll do a sign and trade with you. So we wouldn't be left there holding our cojones like we didn't know what the fuck we were doing, which we didn't. I knew when he...
And it got Danny Ferry fired. He had to step down after losing LeBron. Now, I say that to say this. His opinions about LeBron is really just. He's very just in his opinions. He wanted him off the Lakers based off what happened at the Lakers. Nobody believes LeBron James should be there. He needs to go. So it's no real, big controversy about it. Like, a lot of these guys don't respect him. That's just it. It's time for him to go. In LA, yeah, it's time to go. Rich Paul can get upset about it all he wants, but it's time. It's time for the bum to leave. And so he's gone. Where will he land? Who cares? Long as he's gone. Now, Derek Fisher took the cake. Oh, man. He said people in LA are going to be so happy he gone. That made everybody's day.
Somewhat surreal to see on the transaction log, Lakers renounced the free agent rights for LeBron James. It's still stunning for a lot of us as we try and adjust to life post Lakers and LeBron. Joining us now, a Lakers great, Derek Fisher. Check out his new show, D Fish and Decker on 97.1 The Fan in LA. Derek, thanks for the time, man. We appreciate this more. Taking time off of his show live to come hang out with us. Did you imagine that the LeBron era in Los Angeles would sort of end with this little fanfare?
What I was surprised, I mean, first of all, thanks for having me this morning, man. You guys have had some great guests and appreciate you having me on. I'm surprised that like a lot of people in LA didn't love LeBron's time here. And it's been confusing to me, the reaction to him deciding not to return to LA. A lot of people have celebrated it and almost had a parade as though this is the greatest thing ever. I'm not saying this is doomsday for the Lakers and by any means. Like I think the organization will be fine. It's been here for 80 years. It'll be fine. But I'm surprised at some of the reaction for sure. And yeah, I think people have moved on. A lot of fans have.
It's felt to me, Derek, like Lakers fans didn't totally and completely embrace LeBron like they have for previous greats that have worn a Lakers uniform. Why do you think that is?
That's a great question. I mean, I think some of it, you think about the greats of Lakers past, many of those guys were kind of born and raised as Lakers for the most part. You think about James Worthy, #1 draft pick. You think about Magic Johnson, even though Kareem, formerly Lou Alcindor, was traded to LA, like he spent a considerable amount of time here, in Los Angeles and really felt like a piece of the fabric of LA. And, so many greats. I mean, even Shaq, 8 years here. It's as though people forgot he played in Orlando as well, but it's the years here in LA that changed everything. Obviously, Kobe being here for 20 seasons. And so I think other stars felt more like they became who they were as Lakers. And I think a lot of Lakers fans had a difficult time receiving the fact that LeBron was already LeBron before he got here. Like he didn't owe Lakers fans anything. He was already LeBron. And I think fans had a hard time reconciling how to fully support a guy that didn't need support from anybody. Like he was already that guy. And other than that, I don't know. I've tried to explain to people the Warriors are the only organization in the NBA that have won 2 championships in the last 8 or 9 seasons. So there's been no other superstars, no other NBA teams that have won more championships than the Lakers during LeBron's tenure. So why is it that we feel like he let us down? I don't really know.
This organization. The whole reason you're on 97.1 in part is because they wanted to put an LA-based show in LA for people that know LA, right? Like, the Lakers better than most. I look at all of this. I think one of the things that's difficult for outsiders to figure out is LeBron is certainly the GOAT for many people, and he's certainly one of the top 2 of all time, no matter how we have this ranked. But if you just take his Lakers time and you compare it to some of the other Lakers greats, where does he rank in that sort of? Because he doesn't make the Mount Rushmore of Lakers based just on his time with the Lakers, even if he makes the Mount Rushmore of the NBA, and that's a confusing spot to be in, D-Fish.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a great way to kind of break it down and chop that up into segments. You think about the runs that the Magic-led teams went on, the Kobe and Shaq-led teams, our teams in the late 2000s. A great deal of winning at the highest level, NBA Finals trips, NBA Finals champions. The league is very different now. I'm not saying it's more or less competitive, but it's different, very different. And so, stacking championship teams after championship teams is not the easiest thing to do. I think the Western Conference in particular has just become almost impossible to stay at the top of. So yeah, I understand why some people, and you shouldn't necessarily, like, you're not going to rank him over Kobe, over Magic, over Kareem, et cetera, over many guys that Jerry West, Elgin Baylor. Yeah, that's hard to do, but I don't know if that's what was being asked by, LeBron or anybody around him. And so I think ultimately people will appreciate, for the most part, what he did bring to the city. The team was in a very difficult spot when he showed up in 2018. And the reason why we're even having this conversation is because they have been relevant enough to have this conversation. There was a point between 2012 and 2018 where the Clippers had gained much more traction and market share than the Lakers were carrying in to some degree. And LeBron's arrival in 2018 kind of flipped that scale back to what it is now. And so you have to kind of give some credit to that as well.
LeBron's agent, Rich Paul, came out and said that happiness would be the deciding factor of where LeBron plays next, more than money. And what you know about LeBron's tenure with the Lakers and all of the intimate knowledge that you have about the Lakers organization, why do you feel like he couldn't find that happiness with the Lakers?
I mean, to be clear, I do some work with Spectrum Sportsnet as a analyst, and sometimes do some color commentary at games, but I have very little access to the building, so I don't know, some of the inner workings, some of the relationship dynamics, etc. I don't necessarily want to say from my perspective that he couldn't find it. I just think it's being acknowledged that in moving forward or moving on, that's a significant part of the decision. And to some degree, I believe you reach these places just as you get older in life, period. I don't even know if this is as much about just basketball and complete happiness around. I mean, they had a really good season. They were the third best team in the Western Conference prior to April 2nd when Austin Reeves and Luka went out with injuries. They looked like they were having fun playing basketball. What was going on a day-to-day basis in the building, on the plane, on the bus, I don't know those things, but I just think LeBron is at a point where, happiness isn't necessarily just about the outcomes. And when you put on a purple and gold uniform, it's only about the outcomes. Otherwise, you're not, like we said, the list of Laker greats, even as LeBron, people feel like he wasn't, I guess, living up to those guys. That's not an easy place to be. And as he winds his career down, why not put yourself in a position where you're not constantly being viewed through this lens of as almost like a negative, ad or a person that isn't bringing high value to a team or an organization, and just go somewhere where you enjoy playing basketball. You like the guys, you enjoy the locker room. Yeah, you want to win championships, but you also just want to enjoy going to work every day. And I'm not sure if he's saying or they're saying that wasn't possible in LA, but more so when he's looking at a new situation, that's definitely at the top of the list.
If you can have such a cloud, greatness is a weird cloud to have over an organization. I get that. But if the cloud of greatness from past players is so huge that we even sit here with LeBron and say, man, that's got to be a lot to deal with. Do you believe Luka is wired to handle that? Because that cloud's about to shift directly over to him, no?
That's what we're going to find out. It's different to have those responsibilities in Dallas the way Luka had and leading a team to the NBA Finals. That responsibility falls to him now without the presence of LeBron. He hasn't worn a Lakers uniform without LeBron on his team. Austin Reeves hasn't worn a Lakers uniform without LeBron on his team. JJ Redick hasn't coached a game without LeBron as a player on his team. And so all three of those guys, I think are going to find out what it really means to coach and play for the Lakers and have those expectations fall squarely on their shoulders. At the same time, I think all three guys are going to relish and embrace the opportunity to do that. I think this conversation is going to galvanize this new group because there's definitely going to be questions. The first thing that everybody's going to say when the Lakers have a bad week is what? I guess they missed LeBron. They should have tried to get LeBron back. Like that's going to be the first thing that everybody says. They're going to get tired of answering LeBron isn't here any more questions. But I think it's going to put a chip on their shoulder, and we're going to find out. We know Luka definitely has a big bag of chips on his shoulder. We don't always know why it's there, but I think he's missed the game. You know, he didn't get the chance to finish the season and help the team advance in the playoffs. So I think we're going to see that MVP level play that we saw from him to finish last season prior to April 2nd. I think we're going to see that all year coming up. He'll be in the MVP conversation in 26-27.
As currently constructed, are the Lakers a title contending team?
Not yet. I would say on paper, their best attributes are going to be that they are the most closely connected, highest unified, highest chemistry. Like this group is going to have to, be in terms of intangibles, in terms of hard hat things, in terms of attention to detail. Like this is not a group that's going to win games just on talent. They have a good degree of talent. They have the skilled, specific skill set guys, but how are they going to blend it? How do you find the right groups offensively and defensively to compete with the best teams in the Western Conference? Because you have to survive the West first before you can have a chance to contend for a title. But you have to give this group some time. I don't even think asking the questions about title contending is even part of the ethos yet, because we just don't know how this group is going to form. The new personnel they have, they're going to have to build an entirely new way of playing basketball on both ends of the floor with the current group, the way it's set up. But I like the speed and athleticism they've added at the guard position. I like Walker Kessler's rim protection and rebounding prowess. And I like Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic having more space to just have fun with the basketball. I think they're going to play exponentially faster. It's going to be a more fun group to watch in terms of their pace and how they play. But the West is just everybody's looking up at OKC and San Antonio. And, you can flip that now and say, San Antonio went to the finals. So everybody's looking up at the Spurs and the Thunder at this point. I don't think anybody in the Western Conference can say they're getting out of the West above those two guys as they're currently constructed. The one team I think we're all forgetting about is the Houston Rockets. They finished the season in the fourth spot or the third spot, I think. Maybe they got to the third spot or maybe fourth. And Fred VanVleet, Steven Adams were out. Those guys weren't even playing. Then you add Marcus Smart, formerly of the Los Angeles Lakers, and arguably the most impactful player they had last season in terms of on-off ratings and plus minus. He now plays for the Houston Rockets. So the Houston Rockets finished the season without Fred VanVleet, Marcus Smart, and Steven Adams. That'll be a team, I think, that'll be in the top 3 or 4 teams in the West, in my opinion.
Your Be Better Foundation having its 3rd annual golf tournament. Tell us more about what you're doing there.
Hopefully I'm able to hit a golf ball decently without hurting anybody. That's the first goal. And then, secondly, we're just trying to continue to have impact on families and programs. It's so many, whether it's sports activities, health and wellness, financial literacy, and education. A lot of families are struggling just trying to meet basic needs, places where their kids can play sports and have safe things to do after school. So we're just trying to incentivize more kids to strive for greatness. And so through the foundation here in SoCal, we're just doing a lot of work in Inglewood and Fontana and places where families aren't being reached. And so that's where all of the proceeds are going to go. And golf is one of those games that unifies people. That's what we're going to try to do as long as everybody stays out of the way of my swing.
That's
Now, Derek, let a lot be known here in the most professional way. Now, When Cino said, Cino's just a hater. I just hate everybody. I hate everything. Cino, hate. Why you gotta hate? Every time I say something, it's gotta be equivalent to hating. Why can't it just be I'm right? Cino, you right. LeBron James is a goddamn bum. You're right, Cino. And when you're right, you're right. So now, to right the ship, we ended on this. You, the Laker fans, the people, it's up to you to make the decision. Was this right for your organization? Did you want LeBron James? Do you think LeBron James should be paid max money to stay with the Los Angeles Lakers so you can get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs or maybe the second round? Because it's obvious you're not going nowhere with him. So what's the point? Right?
It's a beautiful thing and well said by you. Congratulations on using your platform for great, as always. D-Fish and Decker, hold it down. Cody, Cody's a handful, man. I don't know how you're going to get through every day with him. 97.1 The Fan. He's one of the best. I can't wait to check the show out. If you're in LA, check it out. 97.1 The Fan, D-Fish.
Yeah, like it was said, right? If LeBron James gets a statue in LA, Derek Fisher better get 2 of them. That's all I'm going to say. Kobe got, what, 3 statues? Derek better have 2 if you get that bum one. That bum shouldn't even have a statue out there. Statue for what? The Laker fans rejoiced when he left. There was no big thank you, LeBron shit at all. Laker fans don't do that. They do that for real Lakers, not LeBron. He was a guy that took advantage. It's a major difference. We up out. Deuces. Shouts out to Kwame Brown. Bus Life. Welcome to HDII TV. Everybody want me to talk about this Caitlin Clark thing. Listen to what HD got to say. It's another guy, too. Hey, it's another guy out here who be cracking me up doing WNBA talk. They would know a lot more than, well, I'm seen to be on point because I've known since college that, because I watched the female NCAA. So more than I watched the WNBA. So from college, I knew Paige, her style of play was better for pro level. She was better pro player. So when everybody's like, Paige Beckers is better, I'm like, Paige has always been better than her since college. Her game and the way she plays, her style of play is better than Caitlin Clark's. But anyway, we'll get to that later. Go to HD's channel for that. Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez. Shouts out to him. Rose speech. I don't know what King Rose speech thing is. If you're a Knick fan, you can go over there to Roe page and listen to him talk the most outlandish, delusional Knick shit ever. Now, and don't forget, you can go to my Patreon right now. We got the Wu-Tang episode 1 stories up right now. The hottest thing going right now is still Marcellus Wiley, his wife, and that whole controversy. That's still burning up the whole airwaves. And don't forget, Gilbert goes to trial on November of this year with his rest of his co-defendants for illegal gambling, conspiracy, and lying to federal authorities. That trial date is set for November unless Mr. Arenas pleads out. And that's it. We out.